everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna continue our Princess Jasmine series. We already made the ring like in this picture. I can't really find the actual ring. I must have given it away. But today we're gonna make the matching bracelet. I really like this bracelet and especially in these colors. I think it's just so feminine. Look at this. And Princess Jasmine, I kind of associated with gold and blue, so that's why I chose, well, my boyfriend chose these colors. But today I decided to do this bracelet with this color. This color looked so good on the picture when I bought it, and it's been ages since I bought this the color, but I couldn't mix it with anything. You know, there are some colors you like working with. You can always find different colors to associate it with. But this one I was always struggling, but today I decided to give it a go. I mean, there is no ugly colors. There is always a way to combine it with something nice. So I decided to give it a go. So it's, I don't know what it's called. Maybe oxblood or something. I thought it was brown when I bought it, but it's not exactly brown. It's like dark sunset orange. So we're gonna try this instead of blue. And then I'm gonna use dark green pearls with it. So it's like a, I don't know, moss green. It's like, reminds me of ancient forests and stuff. It's really petite green. So I think dark colors will go well with this one. And then I'm gonna use gold to do the embellishing around the pearls. And then we're gonna need a clasp. Today I decided to use some bronze clasp. I think it goes well with the color of the pearls I have. These are Princess Czech pearls, glass Czech pearls. These are all Tohos. So the main color will be 11 O's, and for the embellishment I'm using 15 O's. I'm gonna leave all the codes for both bracelets in the description box and the quantities as well, so don't forget to check it out. And to make the bracelet we will need the Nymo size D. I'm gonna be using black today. We'll need beading needle size 10. You'll need scissors to cut the thread, and to start off our craw I'm gonna be using a pick. I always start with pick, if you guys remember. Go ahead, get the materials ready, thread your needle with comfortable length. You'll be adding a couple more lengths, so don't worry about how much to take. I usually start with 2 yards, so take comfortable length, thread it, and then we'll get to work. So I have all my materials ready. I thread my needle and then we're gonna start. So all we do is we start with craw, then we do several craws, and then on top we do the raw, then we connect it, then we install the pearl, and then continue. So I'm gonna show you this part, and then from there it's very repetitious and you can do it on your own. It's a bit time-consuming bracelet. It looks easy, but I don't know what, it takes time, especially around here. You have to be careful, you know, not to leave a lot of thread between your raw units, and then when you install the pearl, then you attach those 15 O's and so on. So I'm going to show you this part, and then you're going to continue from there on your own. And I'm going to tell you also how to do your sizing, which is very easy. So we're going to pick up 4 beads. We're working with 11 O's right now. 15 O's are only for installing the pearls here. So I'm gonna pick up 4 beads, take it down. I'm gonna leave a tail of about 10 to 12 inches, about 30 centimeters. That's gonna be enough to add one side of the clasp. And then I'm just gonna make overhand knot. That's one. And I'm gonna go ahead and make the second one. So I have my 4 beads in a circle, well, more precise, in a square. So I'm gonna zoom in from now. I'm gonna set this on my pick. If you know how to start off your craw on your own, you can do your own way, but it's just I find this way it's easier to explain. When I'm not doing tutorials, I don't use the pick because it's a bit time consuming for me to do it on the pick, but I think this way it's easier to explain. So when I do the knots, my thread is stuck between 2 beads. So I have to go ahead and take it through the next bead because it has to be coming out of one of the beads. And then I'm gonna pick up 4 beads. I'm gonna go through the same bead again. And then that's one wall ready. I'm gonna go through the next bead of the floor of the first unit we made, pick up 2 beads. I'm gonna come down the side of the first wall and straight through the floor bead. Then pull my thread. And then I'm gonna go through the third bead of the floor. I'm gonna pick up 2 beads, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. I'm not very slow here because I think I've done enough of CRAW tutorials for you to know how to do the start, so I'm not very slow in this. But if you're a very beginner and if you find this tutorial too fast, you can go ahead and check out my other CRAW tutorials. And then I'm gonna go through the last bead of the floor. I'm gonna go up the side of the first wall we built. I'm gonna pick up 1 bead. I'm gonna go down the side of the last third wall and straight through the floor bead. Pull my thread. And then I'm gonna go up. And all I do is connect the 4 beads at the top. And I do that by going through all of them. And our CRAW unit is ready. This is first raw. I know the bottom seems a bit loose, but it's just because I set it on the peak, which is quite wide. But in the end, I can just pull that knot again and it's gonna be fine. And then we're gonna go ahead, build another CRAW unit on top of this. I'm gonna pick up 3 beads, go through the same bead my thread is coming out of. I'm gonna go through the next bead of the floor. Pull my thread a bit. Okay, pick up 2 beads, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. That's the second wall ready. Go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 beads. I'm gonna go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Then I'm gonna go through the bead there, the last bead of the floor, go up the side of the first wall, pick up 1 bead, go down the side of the third one straight through the floor bead. And then I'm gonna go up, and then all we do is connect the ceiling. I'm just gonna go through all those beads connecting between each other. And we have 2 units ready. Isn't it gorgeous? I just love CRAW. And then we're gonna pick up 3 beads, go through the same bead my thread's coming out of, go through the next bead of the floor, pick up 2 beads, go down the side of the first wall and straight through the floor bead. I'm gonna go through this third bead of the floor, pick up 2 beads. I'm gonna go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Now I'm gonna go through the last bead of the floor. I'm gonna go up the side of the first wall, pick up 1 bead, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. I'm gonna go up and connect the ceiling. So I have 3 units. I'm gonna go ahead and build 1 more. 1, 2, 3 beads, go through the same bead, go through the next bead of the floor, pick up 2 beads, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 beads, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Go through the last bead of the floor, go up the side of the first wall, pick up 1 bead, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Go up and then connect the ceiling. And that's 4 units ready. I'm just gonna remove it from the pick now. It's fine here. So now this is this part here. Now we do this raw units. So what I'm gonna do, I'm coming out of one of the beads already. I'm gonna pick up 3 beads. I'm just gonna pull my needle a bit further now. Pick up 3 beads. Now what we do, we're not building CRAW anymore. What we're gonna do, we're just gonna continue building a strip of raw units from here. And this one is going to be our first one. This is already first. Now I'm gonna build the second one. I'm just gonna go through the same bead. That is our second raw unit. I'm gonna go up that unit. I have to be coming out of that top bead. So to do that, once you know I pull my needle, this raw unit keeps on moving around, and to avoid that, when I put my needle through, I'm gonna hold those beads down with my thumb. Hold it, pull my thread, and that unit stays in place more or less. I'm gonna pick up 3 beads, and I'm gonna go through the same bead. Hold it down, pull my thread, and now I have 1, 2, 3 units. And to make it comfortable, I'm just gonna flip it over, go up the side of that raw unit, and then I'm gonna go through the top bead. Say we have 1, 2, 3. We have to have 9 in total. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it with you. Pick up 3 beads, go through the same bead. Now I have to go up and through the top bead and pull my thread. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna pick up 3 beads, go through the same bead, turn it over, go up the side, and go through the top bead. Pick up 3 beads, go through the top bead, I'm just gonna turn it over to make it easy for me to go up the side bead, and straight through the top bead. Pick up 3 beads, go through the same bead, turn it over, go up the side bead, and straight through the top bead. Now it has to be 9 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 2 more. 3 beads, go through the same bead, go up the side, and straight through the top bead. And then the last 3 beads. Go through the same bead, turn it over, go up the side bead, and straight through the top. Now I have to count. Remember, the top of our last CRAW is also part of this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 units. Now we have to connect it into a circle. So my thread is coming out towards the right. I'm gonna pick up 1 bead. And see this last bead here on this side? I'm gonna go through the right to the left. And pull my thread. Just make sure it's nice and straight. You don't want this strip to be turned over. I'm gonna pick up one bead and I'm gonna go through that last bead on our 9th unit and pull my thread. And now it's connected into a circle. See? So in total we have 10 units because we have 9 in total, and then we connect, you create that last missing unit. So we have 10 in total. So just to be sure, I'm gonna go up here. I'm just going through some beads here. I just want to get away from that loose bead where I am right now. I'm gonna go through this bead here, side bead. And now that's where we attach the pearl. Now, if you look, just gonna put my, see, this is a circle. And my thread is coming out of the vertical bead, this bead here. That's where my thread has to be coming out of. I'm gonna pick up one pearl. Take my needle through the pearl. Then I'm gonna drop it down. Now here, important part, I have to go through the vertical bead opposite this one. And how we do that, if you look, we have 10 units, right? And 10 units, we have this top 10 beads. So it has to be the opposite one. Now my thread is coming out here between these two top beads. I'm gonna count that way or that way, it doesn't matter, 5 beads. So I'm gonna start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have to be going down that bead there in the middle after the 5th bead. I'm just gonna zoom in a bit here. I have to go down, I'm coming up this bead, right? I have to go down the opposite one. So I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go down the middle bead there. And then I'm gonna pull my thread. And when I do that, my pearl sticks in between. And then I'm just gonna push my pearl upwards here. I'm gonna go through that pearl again to the other side. Pull my thread. And now I have to go through the same bead my thread was initially coming out of, which is, you can easily see it here. It's already right next to it, the thread. So I'm just gonna go down that bead and pull my thread. And now, look, my pearl is nice and secure in the middle of that circle. And now, you would want straight away to go and add the 15 O's to strengthen that circle around the pearl. But first, I prefer to build the base of my next CRAW opposite this side, and then come back and then reinforce it with the 15 O's. Because if you reinforce it with 15 O's, you're gonna end up with a very strong binding here, and then it will be hard to go through the beads to build the CRAW on top of this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find the raw unit opposite this one. So it's very easy, you have to, this one. So I'm gonna come back here, take my needle through here, and build the CRAW unit on top of this. So my thread is here, so I'm just gonna go through some beads to make my way up there. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I'm already up there. So this is the top there. This is the top. So this is the unit. I have to build CRAW on top, and my thread is coming out of those 4 beads already. So I'm gonna go ahead and build the base of my CRAW. I'm gonna pick up 3 beads. Go through the same bead my thread's coming out of. I'm gonna go through the next bead of the floor. Pick up 3 beads. 2 beads. We pick up 2 beads on the second wall. Go down the side of the first wall and straight through the floor bead. Now I'm gonna go through the 3rd bead of the floor. Pick up 2 beads. go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. And then I'm gonna go through the last bead of the floor, go up the side of the first wall, pick up one bead, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Now here, when you are building a crawl, you would go ahead and go up and reinforce, connect the ceiling, but we just skip that for now. Now here, I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm coming out of the bead around the pearl. See? So now here, I'm gonna take my 50 nose. I'm gonna pick up one bead, and then I'm gonna go, see, I'm coming out of this bead here. I'm gonna go through the next one. I'm gonna pick up 150 now, and then I'm gonna go through the next one. I'm gonna pick up 150 now, and then go through the next one. And that way around the circle, all the way backwards where I started. Just make sure you don't pull your thread hard. You don't want to end up squashing all this on one side of the pearl. And then I have my last one. And when I add my last one, I'm gonna go through this bead, through the next 50 now, and come out of that next 11 now. And pull my thread. And then I'm gonna go through that side 11 now. Go through that top 11 now. And do the same thing here. Pick up 50 now. Go through the next 11 now. Pick up 50 now. Go through the next 11 now. Pick up 150 now. Go through the next 11 now. And all the way around. Don't mind that tail. We need that later to attach one side of the clasp. I'm just gonna hold it down. And then here I'm gonna go through this bead here, through the 50 now, through the 50 now, and come out on the other side there. And pull my thread. And now, if you look, it's ready. All we do now, we have to reinforce it. It's a bit loose around the pearl. So what I'm gonna do, I went one time on each side, right? I'm gonna go one more time on each side. So I'm already on this side, so I'm gonna go ahead, bring my needle one more time, come out of the same place. So I'm gonna go through 50 now, 11 now, 50 now, through all those beads. Don't skip any 50 no's on the way. So I'm coming out of the same place I started when I was starting reinforcing. This side is done. Now I have to skip through this bit here on this side and then up here. And now I'm gonna reinforce and come back to this bit so I can go upwards. I'm just gonna go through all these beads around the pearl one more time. this bead is where I'm supposed to be coming out of. And I'm stuck on my thread, look. Isn't it gorgeous? Now what we do, my thread's coming out at the base of the craw, I'm going up. And now here we connect the ceiling. So my ceiling is connected, and what I do here is continue building the cross. Now here, what I did in my bracelet, between each pearl, I have 4 craw units. Now I have the first one, I'm gonna build 3 more craw units, and when I'm done having 4 in total, I'm gonna build the raw units around, connect it at the pearl, go to the top, make the base of this craw unit here, come back, embellish it with the 50 nose on both sides, go back and continue. Now here, the sizing is very simple. Like I decided to add 4 craw units on each side. And then in the end, when I thought I have enough pearls, I just added as many craw units on both sides as I need for the length of my bracelet. Now your wrist can be smaller, can be bigger, so you can add as many pearls, as a small amount of pearls as you want. You can just make 3 pearls in the center and then finish it off with all craw. It's up to you. I just decided to make it this way. I'm gonna make this one exactly the same because it's perfect for my wrist, but for you, you have to figure out your own length and accordingly decide if you want to leave 3 craw units in between. You can make 4, you can make 5, you can make 6. It's entirely up to you. All important part here is I showed you how to attach the pearl and how to make the craw. So the rest is up to you. And once you have your required length minus the length of your bracelet, of your clasp, we're gonna meet here and then I'm gonna show you how to attach your clasp. So I realized there is one important part I forgot to tell you. I decided, first of all, I changed my mind. Here I decided 4 units, but on this one, I'm gonna leave 3 units in between. So I'm gonna have more pearls on my bracelet, but that's not important. What I'm planning to tell you is when you decide to add your next pearl, it's important where you start your raw units. Now, I made this mistake once when I was doing the necklace. Like here, you want to start building raw units on the side bead, like see this one on the side bead. So when you build it, it comes back and connects to this side, so you end up with a circle here. But what I did once and made the mistake, I started building raw unit on top, so my raw unit went all the way and backwards and came here. So what I ended up 1 pearl looking upwards and 1 pearl looking sideways. So that's not what you want. Unless you decide to, if you're making a nice long necklace, you can do that. But for the bracelet, you want all your pearls looking up one way. But what you might end up, if you build the craw, the raw units on top like this, so you will end up circle this way and your pearl will end up looking sideways. You don't want that. So make sure next time, second one, when you're building and all the rest, you start your raw unit on the side. So what I mean is, here I'm starting my raw, say I'm starting on the side. So when I continue, it will come back circle this way. So my pearl will be looking upwards as well. So that's just one moment I forgot to tell you. And hopefully you did not make mistake already. So make sure you make your raw units all identical and start on the side of the bracelet, not on top or the bottom. So that's it. I'm gonna see you here to add the clasp. I have my bracelet ready. And this time, I have 7 pearls instead of 6. If you can see here, I left off 3 craw units between each pearl. So the pearls are located like closer to each other. So I just wanted to have more pearls on this bracelet. And look at this, gorgeous. I just, you know, I didn't really like that color, but it's all about how you combine it. And I think with this moss green and the gold details, I think it's just look gorgeous. And now it's time to attach the clasp. I'm gonna show you how to attach one side of the clasp, but you can do it on your own. I mean, I always attach this type of clasp the same way all the time in all my tutorials. So if you haven't seen them, you're welcome to stick around with me. First, we have to ensure that, I'm just gonna take one side of the clasp. So ensure that it's situated properly. That's how it has to be attached. So my thread has to be going from up and down, down and up, not like this from side to side, but from up and down, because the loop of the clasp has to be looking this way. So I'm just gonna zoom in from now. So my thread has to be located on the side bead, not on the up and down, but on the side beads. So that's where my thread's coming out of, on the side bead. So I'm gonna pick up one bead, take the clasp, I'm gonna take another one, and then go through the same bead to the other side and pull my thread. See? So you sort of create half unit. And then again, I'm gonna go through one more time just to reinforce it, straight through the clasp. And just make sure those beads stay below the clasp. Go through this bead here and straight through the floor bead. So that's 2 times. Same one side. Then I'm gonna do it one more time. Go through the first bead, straight through the clasp. Clasp is the place where you always pull and tug, and you just want to make sure it's nice and secure. And that 3rd time. So one side is ready. So I'm just gonna go through this next bead and then skip to the next one. So here I attach the second side. Pick up one bead, go through the clasp. Just have to make sure this bead stays on the other side. Pick up another bead and then go through the same bead my thread's coming out of. And that's the second side ready. All I do is just reinforce it twice. Go through the bead, go through the clasp, go through the next bead, and then go through the bottom bead. It's already more secure. And now one more last time. And that's it. One side of the clasp is attached. Gorgeous, isn't it? All I do, I'm just gonna make a couple knots. I'm coming out here, I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna make one loop here. I'm gonna leave a small loop. Take my needle through and pull my thread. Go through the next bead. Go through one more bead here. Pick up a thread, leave a small loop, take my needle through, and pull my thread. Then I'm gonna go through a couple beads. And then I can just go ahead and cut my thread at the very base. So we have one side of the clasp ready. Now you go ahead, attach the second side of the clasp, same way you did the first one. If you are using different clasp, you might be using just a what you call jump ring. So you attach the jump ring same way, but jump rings I think you have to attach standing up, because then you'll attach your clasp that will, it just depends entirely on your clasp. You just have to make sure it's situated properly on your bracelet. So I'm gonna go ahead, attach my second side of the clasp, and I'm gonna see you here. And here are my both bracelets. I'm just loving the colors here. This is just amazing how 1 minute you don't like the color and next minute you have so many ideas of what to do next about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed my tutorial of Princess Jasmine bracelets. It's a very feminine and very petite looking. You can wear it any day with just a pair of jeans, or you can make it in really nice elegant colors and make it as an evening accessory. It's entirely up to you. And the only main part here is just to know how to do crawl and how to do the pearl, how to attach the pearl, which I showed you. So from there, you know, you can just go wild and make your own designs. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. Stay tuned for more tutorials that are coming out every Tuesday and Friday. Check out the others I made so far, which I have quite a few by now, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.